My husband called me lazy on a Tuesday morning. Not during a fight. Not in anger. He said it casually, like it was an obvious fact. Well, he said, folding his newspaper and glancing around the room. Now that you're retired, you've got plenty of time. Must be nice doing nothing all day. Doing nothing. I stood there holding a dish towel, the sink still warm from washing his breakfast plate. The coffee machine was cleaned. The laundry was already running. The bed was made. But I didn't argue. I didn't explain. I didn't defend myself. I just smiled and said, "You're right." That should have worried him. But he didn't notice. My name is Elaine. I'm 62 years old. I was married to Robert for 41 years when he decided my life had turned into one long vacation. We met young. He built a career. I built a life around it. I raised our children, managed the house, remembered birthdays, appointments, family obligations, social events, and every small detail that kept our world running smoothly. I worked too, part-time, then full-time. I retired last year because my body was tired and my mind needed rest. Robert retired 5 years earlier. Funny how his retirement was well-earned, but mine meant I was now useless. After that morning, something inside me went very quiet. Not angry. Resolved. That day, I made a decision. I would stop helping. Not dramatically. Not loudly. Not all at once. I wouldn't announce it. I would simply stop doing everything that no one noticed, until it was gone. That afternoon, I didn't remind him about his dentist appointment. I had reminded him for 17 years. At 4:30, his phone rang. "Elaine," he snapped. "Why didn't you tell me I had a dentist appointment today?" I looked up from my book. "I assumed you had it handled. You always remind me." "Yes," I said calmly. "I usually do." That evening, I cooked dinner. For myself. He walked into the kitchen and froze. "Where's my dinner?" "I ate already." "So, what am I supposed to do?" "Whatever you'd like," I replied. He ordered takeout. The next morning, I didn't wake him up. At 9:10 he stormed into the bedroom. "Why didn't you wake me?" "I'm late for golf." "You didn't ask me to," I said. The house began to change. The trash didn't go out. The fridge became chaotic. Laundry piled up. Shirts went unironed. He burned pasta, set off the smoke alarm, wore wrinkled clothes. I stayed calm. I stayed quiet. Sunday came, and nothing ran smoothly. No plans. No meals. No structure. "Elaine," he finally said, irritated. "You're acting strange." "No," I replied. "I'm acting retired." What really unsettled him wasn't the mess. It was the silence. I didn't remind him of birthdays. Didn't manage conversations. Didn't smooth social situations. At a dinner with friends, he interrupted people. Forgot names. Talked too long. Normally, I would have redirected him with a touch on the arm. I didn't. On the way home, he said, "They seemed uncomfortable tonight." "You didn't need my help," I said. A few days later, his sister called. "Did you forget Mom's appointment again?" She paused. "Is Elaine okay?" "Yes," he said stiffly. That was the problem. I was okay. He wasn't. One night, after another failed dinner attempt, he asked quietly, "How did you do this every night?" "Practice," I said. "And you never complained." "No," I replied softly. "I just adapted." The real turning point came when someone else said it. At lunch with his old colleagues, one of them joked, "So who's keeping you organized now?" Robert laughed, but didn't believe it. That evening, he sat at the table long after dinner. "I didn't realize how much you did," he admitted. "I didn't realize," he continued, voice breaking, "that what I called nothing was actually everything." The next morning, I found the kitchen clean. Not perfect, but intentional. Later, he handed me a piece of paper. At the top it read, "Things Elaine has always done that I never noticed." It was 3 pages long. At the bottom, he'd written, "I was wrong. I am sorry. I don't want things to go back," he said. "I want them to be better." I didn't forgive him instantly. Forgiveness takes time, but I watched his actions. He cooked. He cleaned. He planned. He stopped assuming. One night he said, "I thought love meant everything running smoothly. I didn't realize that was you." I stopped helping, I told him. Because I was disappearing. "I see you now," he said. The final test came quietly. At a gathering, someone complimented him. Robert smiled and said, "That's because my wife did invisible work for decades, and I took it for granted." The table went silent. I felt something loosen in my chest. On the drive home, I realized the truth. I could leave and be at peace. Or I could stay, and still be seen. That choice was mine. We didn't return to the old marriage. We built a new one. Shared responsibility, shared respect, shared awareness. Robert still forgets things sometimes. But he never calls me lazy. Not once. Because when women stop helping, the world doesn't collapse. It reveals who was holding it together. And when I finally chose myself, I didn't lose my marriage. I gained my visibility, and I will never give that up again.